I'm going to be talking all about cosmetic surgery, which I'm going to be having in October. So only a few months to go. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, my name is Claire. Yeah, I'm booked in. I've paid my deposit and I'm off to Lithuania in October and I cannot wait. I am having an arm lift, an armpit lift, and maybe a breast lift. Not too sure yet. Definitely having the arms anyway. If you're interested in where I'm going to have it done, why I've chosen the place to have it done, why I'm having it done in the first place, then yeah, carry on watching. You find all details related to anything I mention in this video down below in my description, so you're welcome to take a look if you want to. This isn't just a spur of the moment thing. I have got ADHD. I am very impulsive. But this is something I have wanted done for, well, my son is going to be 27 this year in December. I'd say probably about 25 years then. Basically, to cut a long story short, when I was pregnant with my son, I'd put on a lot of weight beforehand. I fell pregnant when I was about 16 stone, and then I went up to nearly 22 stone. I had pre-eclampsia, ballooned like anything. After I had him, I lost a couple of stone naturally anyway. And then over 18 months or so, I then went down to 11.5 stone. And then I stayed at like 11.5 to 12.5 for about 6 years or so until I had my daughter. You imagine going from 21.5 stone to 11.5 stone. I'd be really, really saggy. I was only 22 when I had him, so maybe this has helped. But my body wasn't too bad. Yeah, you know, I had really bad stretch marks on my belly, but they looked all right. Shrunk down. I had a bit of a Play-Doh type belly, but it didn't really bother me. But my bum, my thighs, no, it's fine. I felt completely fine. But my underarms, no. I had, and I still do now, obviously, they don't disappear, really bad stretch marks, really deep, thick stretch marks in my armpits as well, because obviously I didn't just put weight on my belly, I put weight on everywhere. And I hated them. I absolutely hated them. When I'd lost the weight, I was around, say, a size 12. I'm just under 5'9" for reference. I just remember trying some clothes on that were fitted and then having difficulties with my arms because they were a lot larger. Absolutely hated it. Hated it. So I've looked up cosmetic surgery all this time. Every now and again, I'm like, oh, how much is it? There's no point me doing it until I'm a lot older. You know, I'd hoped that I could have more children, and I did. I went on to have 2 more children. I put 5 stone on with my daughter and I lost that, which is good. And then I put 3 stone on with my son and I stayed the same weight for 16 years, which is another story. That'll come in my Manjaro video. I'll tell you all about it there. I've been on Manjaro for 10 months and I've lost 3 stone. I've done it super slow because the main reason I've been on it is for health. Hopefully with the side effect of losing weight. And it has done. It's done it really, really slow, which is what I really wanted. Well, I'm still about 1.5 stone overweight, but I'm quite happy as I am. Now my hormones are sorted. I know what works for me. I want these wings gone. So the research started. I'm going to Lithuania in a well-known clinic called Nordesthetics. I've known about Nords for a couple of years, and last year I decided to join the Facebook group. There's a huge Facebook group. I think there's like 60,000 women on there. It's a private group, so whatever you post and everything, because some of the photos that we all post on there, they're not the sort of thing you want like Terry down the road to like look at, although it's questionable whether you should post photos like that or not. Basically, topless photos with little stars on the nipples and thighs and bottoms and things like that. So it's not full-on nudity, but it's great that it's private, basically what I'm trying to get at. Loads of information on there. Good stories, bad stories, lots and lots and lots of tips. It is invaluable. The amount of information I've gained from this Facebook group is just so much, and you get to really see what the surgeons are like, what they specialise in. Although saying that, I did have 2 surgeons in mind for my surgery, but when I came to giving my dates and I had a different surgeon that was available, I just went for him. I just thought, do you know what? I trust them all. I don't know if that sounds a bit naive, doesn't it? My surgeon's going to be Dr. Varkalis. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And apparently he does the most amazing neat scarring, which is really, really good. So yeah, so let's show you then what my arms look like. Oh, I hate this. I absolutely hate this, but I'm not going to show you my boobs. I will just show you my arms. Oh, do you know what? It might be easier if I just get it out this way. Oh, hold on. Hello. So there we go. They're very floppy. Some people have said, Claire, there's nothing to worry about, but no amount of exercise will get rid of that. Big chunk of floppy skin there. And you can really tell now that I've lost weight. It's just my arms don't look in proportion to my body. They're not huge, especially if I turn sideways, lift my arm. It just looks normal. But when I've got my arms down, especially in photos, which I've noticed since coming back from Cyprus, it's like, oh, my insecurity is just staring at me. I'm constantly thinking of ways to hide my arm, better to hold my arms in. And yeah, I'm really not confident with my arms at all. I don't like it. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see on camera. I'm not going to zoom right in because I might need a little bit of a shave. You don't want to see that. I've got really deep stretch marks and I've got quite a bit of skin under there. Not loads, but when I'm wearing a bra, the skin hops over, which is why the surgeon suggested so having an arm lift here and then bringing it down and then maybe doing like a J then to lift my boobs as well. Now, my boobs aren't too bad, in all honesty. They are droopy, but they don't really bother me that much. But since I've lost weight, I've gone smaller on my back size, but my cup size has gone up by 2 cup sizes. So I haven't lost any weight at all off these. I'm now a double D. And I don't like it. I don't like it. On my frame, it doesn't look too bad. You know, I'm tall, I'm broad. I would just love smaller boobs and I can go on and on and on. I've got to rein in what I'm telling you. I don't want to bore you. So main issue with me is my flappy underarms. Yeah, hate them. Absolutely hate them. The reason I decided to go with Nords, because it's rated as a really high-class clinic in Europe. It's EU regulated. They have surgeons come over to the UK. I can even pay for an aftercare package. I live in Pembrokeshire in Wales. I believe there's someone in Swansea and I think in Cardiff as well, and there's a few others elsewhere as well. I'm not sure whether to do the package yet. I need to look into it a little bit more, but it just means that I could go to someone to have my tapes changed and just check that I'm doing all right and things like that. So for peace of mind, I think that is really, really great. 5-star care from what I've seen, what I've read, what I've heard, you know, over the last year or so. It's just second to none. It's just so good. You're obviously going to find in reviews online that some people do have complications, but from the reviews that I have read, hardly any of them are the surgeon's fault. It's just the way bodies heal afterwards and a wound is opened and things like that. Risks that would happen with any surgery then. I love the fact that you can actually stay in the clinic as well. I have booked for 10 nights. I've now been accepted onto a WhatsApp group for us women for October. Nordesthetics is not just for women. They have got loads of different WhatsApp groups. They've got lots of different Facebook groups as well. And I've just recently joined the October Facebook group. So it's all people having surgery all at the same time, which is so lovely. So we can get to know each other a little bit before we actually have our surgery, and then we might meet up, because actually where you stay in the apartments, there's a community room and they've got like food and drink that you can purchase there, but it's just like a little lounge and people can just sit there and chill and meet others. A lot of people do go on their own. I'm going on my own. Maybe my husband might come out for the last 2 nights to help me on the way home. I'm not sure yet, but with Ryanair flights that I've booked, I can request assistance. So no assistance going out, but I just need help. If my husband doesn't come, I need help with someone carrying my suitcase and things like that. But actually walking, I'll be fine. It's just the top half of me that's affected, so no lifting. So I like the fact that there's a huge community feel already. I've been bombarded with images of women's surgery, you know, like a day after, a few days later, months later, years later, and it's so interesting. We all heal differently. I've got good scars, I've got bad scars, so who knows what will happen with me. But worst case scenario, I'll have tattoos. I'm covered in tattoos anyway, so what's another tattoo going up my arms? Nordesthetics is cheaper than the UK. An arm lift is just under €3,000, or else in the UK I've been quoted £6,000 to £7,000. But compared to other surgeries like in Turkey and other countries, it is a little bit more on the pricier side. My main aims are quality, support, and not necessarily going somewhere where it's cheap as chips and hoping for the best. I did research into having surgery in the UK. Nothing was on par with Nords from what I saw. So So I made a decision to go for it back in March and said, I'm really interested in having cosmetic surgery and please can you send me extra information? Well, from then until now, I have been given so much information, really, really valuable information. Everyone has a rep. The reps are busy, as you can imagine. They do, I think it's like 30,000 surgeries a year or something like that. There's lots of surgeons. I'm sure I've read that there's like 13 to 15 surgeons. So these reps, they can take up to a week to come back to you. First things first is sending in your photos, and they give you advice on how to take your photos, how to stand and things like that. So I just did obviously my top half here, including my boobs. They came back with the surgeon's recommendations. I started filling in all details about my health because I'm on Mounjaro and I've got PCOS. They wanted to know what my recent diabetes test was. I don't have type 2 diabetes, but they wanted to find out what that was. I'd luckily not long had one, so I sent my details off. It came back all normal, it's all fine. They agreed, yeah, no problem, I can have the surgery. And then it was dates and what surgeon I wanted. There was no surgeon that I think I definitely don't want them, or there wasn't one that I was like, oh my gosh, I really, really have to have them. So I was all right actually letting them decide based on my dates, obviously. The surgery's booked in October. I've now booked my flights with Ryanair from Bristol and going out for 10 nights, 2 days beforehand. You need a day beforehand so that you can have tests and the consultation and things like that. And because the flights are on the weekend, it just made sense to go an extra day early. Plus it means I can walk into the old town. There's a huge shopping area as well, so I can stock up on loads of things and just make sure that I'll be all right after I come out with surgery. So flights are booked and I've just booked the apartments. So you've got the choice to book apartments actually in the clinic. As you can imagine, there's only so many apartments in the building. There's lots of other apartments outside, literally within like a couple of minute walk away from the clinics. So if I couldn't get an apartment actually in Nords, then I would have got one of the others. I think King's is the big one that is mentioned quite a lot as well. I think the apartments are €70 a night, which you have to pay on top, and you don't pay that until you get there. But the benefit of actually staying in the apartments is that you get a nurse come and see you every day just to make sure that you're okay. But then if you're not actually in the apartments and say you're next door or something, there's nothing stopping you, if you're able to, of going into the clinic and just going up yourself every day if you wanted to. So when I have my surgery, I will stay one night in the clinic and then I'll move back to my apartment then. I've got a huge list of things to bring with me, and no doubt I'll be chatting away with all the other ladies that are having surgery around the same time as well and seeing what they're bringing. I am nervous about it. It's a huge operation, but I am really, really excited about it as well. Can't wait. And I'm going to be documenting it all. So if you want to see all the nitty gritty, my thoughts, my feelings, what they look like and everything, hopefully YouTube won't ban me for doing that. I don't know actually. I need to look on YouTube to see if people can show like when they've had surgery. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into it, but you'll get to see as much as I can post anyway. But I'm going to be documenting my journey from the time I fly out until months later. So you'll be able to see right from the start until I'm healing, and possibly when I need to get tattoos, or I might leave it if it's healed really nicely. On the website, there was a little post that said, do you fancy becoming an ambassador for Nordesthetics? And I was like, oh, okay, I've got nothing to lose. So I just signed in thinking, okay, I have got a social media presence. It's only small, I know. But I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose, so I'll fill it all in. And they got back in touch with me. They wanted to find out about my socials, about YouTube, Instagram and things like that. And I sent my details off. And yes, I am too small. They didn't tell me this, but I'm assuming they would pay for my surgery if I would promote it, or they would give me a discount or something like that. So no, I don't meet the criteria there, but they've given me my own little link, and if you click on it, it says something along the lines of welcome to Claire, who's an ambassador for Nords, and it's just basically where you were to click if you wanted more information about Nordesthetics. I think you just put your name and address and you get sent information and things like that. But yeah, you are going to check it out if you want to, but obviously you don't have to. I'm not saying that all of you need to have cosmetic surgery. You have to follow me. It's just if you're thinking of having something done as well, then yeah, maybe Nords might be for you as well. Because I've got a few months now until I actually have my surgery. If there's anything you want to know, yeah, pop down your questions down there. I might do like a Q&A video. I'd love to hear if you've had surgery at Nords and your your experience. Yeah, I'd really, really love to hear what you thought of it. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.